Super Rugby round 9, the dream team. One of the hardest ones I've had to pick. I probably say that every time that it's been hard to pick. This one legit was proper difficult. I think I could swap out not every position, but some positions I could swap to a third, fourth, fifth choice and still be pretty happy with some of the selections. There were definitely a few big results in this game in this week. I mean, Crusaders over the Highlanders was a pretty big score. The Stormers put on a pretty big score against the Rebels. The Jaguares put on a pretty big score. And the Blues and Chiefs game was just an absolute cracker. Bulls looked in good form. So yeah, very tough to pick. But I've had a crack. There is a bit of method to the madness. So go over the guys, the reasons why, and then as always, you guys can let me know your thoughts and who you would have had when I am done. Firstly, with the props, I have gone with, from the Brumbies, Alan Alatoa. I kind of picked two props this week for differing reasons. I went with Alatoa because he was the ultimate all-round-the-park prop this week. So he had 10 runs, which is a pretty good return for a prop. Only made 11 meters, but that's a meter and a wee bit each time. So he was certainly busy. He beat one defender in that and made 2 passes as well. Also made 15 out of 16 tackles for a prop. That's getting around the park a fair bit. So very, very solid outing. Only conceded the 1 penalty throughout the game. So here's my pick for my first prop for the other, and I regret the name being so long. Tuangafasi. Ofa Tuangafasi from the Blues. His work is more in his core role in that he was scrumming for his life in that game. He really put in a masterclass. Only 3 runs, 5 meters, and 1 pass with the ball. 3 out of 4 tackles is not the hugest work rate without the ball, but the scrum, I mean, I think Ta'avao conceded, 4 penalties. I mean, he had been shifted from one side of the scrum to the other. He's been, forced to play loose head for the Chiefs in that last game due to the kind of their propping ranks being pretty decimated by injury. And Tuangafasi exposed a bit of that. So good all-round effort from him. He was part of the reason the Blues were able to get as close as they did in that game. Next, hooker, I have gone with Nathan Harris. Hooker was an interesting one because there wasn't, I thought, one really outstanding player. There were a lot of guys who did some things good, maybe they were really good around the park, but the line-out was poor, or missed a few tackles, or whatever. I won't go into too many names because I'll be here all day, but yeah, there wasn't one that struck me as the absolute must-pick, so I've gone with Harris. Good all-round game. 4 runs for no meters, which is not ideal, but at least he was looking for the ball a wee bit. 2 passes and an offload. The Chiefs do the offloading game pretty well. Kind of every position has to be able to do that if you're going to play in that team. 8 out of 9 tackles is pretty good return. Also managed a turnover and the line-out, which for me, when picking the hookers, was the differentiating factor. He was 9 from 9. So there are other hookers with better numbers, but not on the line-out. So yeah, I've gone with him for that one. Into the second row, I've gone with another Chief. He always plays well against the Blues, it pains me to say. I've gone with Brady Retallick. He had 10 runs for 14 meters, which for him, I suppose, is probably small numbers, but I'll certainly take that. Not all that many locks can average more than a meter per run, to be fair. Beat 1 defender, had 1 clean break, 5 passes, including 3 offloads. Like I said, Chiefs do like their offloading. 19 out of 24 tackles, so he did miss 5, but he still made a bunch. Also 2 turnovers, so for every tackle he missed, well, every second tackle pretty much, he made a turnover. And also 5 line-out wins, so he was doing his core role there pretty effectively as well. Next, other lock, I have gone with Achia Snyman from the Bulls. he is probably one of my favourite South African or just favourite players all round, because the guy has amazing hands and he's not afraid of a bit of aggression in his game. 12 runs, 55 metres is very good numbers. 4 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, 12 passes and 3 offloads. This guy could play for the Chiefs if he wanted to. He has got that skill set. Also a try assist. Only made 2 tackles, but it was 2 from 2. And also 5 line-out wins, so his core role is there as well. That guy's good. It's really good to see the Bulls having him back. When he formed that partnership with Diaco last year, they were a pretty impressive duo. Probably the best locking duo in Super Rugby last year. Maybe. The Crusaders might have something to say about that. But still, in a Bulls team that wasn't playing that well, they've been class. And it's really good to see him back. So long may he keep playing injury-free for the rest of this season. We will see. Lucy's. I have gone with Pablo Matera from the Jaguares, and he is probably the player of the round, man. He was phenomenal in this week. 9 runs, 53 metres. Very good return. 3 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, 5 passes, an offload, 1 kick. And if you haven't seen the kick, it was a chip and chase, and boy did he get it, and he scored a try. He scored 2 tries in the game, made 10 from 10 tackles, and also a turnover. For a guy with 6 on his back, I think it was, this week just gone. Pretty bloody good effort. So, yep, he's been in top form, and perhaps that's part of the reason for the resurgence in the Jaguares' performances. He has definitely been a large part of it. Next, from the Bulls, I have gone with Paul Schoeman. If you're going to stand in for Dwayne Vermeulen, you better put in a good effort, and he sure did that. He had 16 runs for 94 metres. If you thought Matera's 53 was good, take that and raise it to 94. 3 defenders beaten, 1 clean break, 2 passes, 2 offloads, 10 from 10 tackles, and 3 turnovers. Just immense, immense performance from him. And yeah, I guess that speaks to a bit of the Bulls' depth, that they can chop and change and afford to rest guys. Although the week before it did cost them resting a few big guns, but still, very top effort. And lastly, from the Chiefs, I have gone with Lachlan Bashir. Much to the Blues' chagrin, he had a pretty darn good performance, didn't he? 4 runs, 24 metres, 2 defenders beaten, a clean break, 2 passes, 2 tries, 15 out of 16 tackles, and also a turnover. Good form for him. So, I mean, there's been news out today that Damian McKenzie is going to be out for the season. He's going to miss the World Cup. That's pretty tragic news for him as an individual. Tragic news for the Chiefs. But when you got guys like Harris, Retallick, and Bashir in good form, I guess that eases the pain of that DMAC injury just a touch. Into the backs, I've gone with, from the Jaguares, I've gone with Thomas. It is Thomas, isn't it? Kubeli, or the commentators like to call him Kubili. Either way, Kubeli ran the show for the Jaguares. Very quick to the ball from what bits of the game I saw. And yeah, just controlled things really well. 5 runs, 18 metres. Decent for a number 9. 34 passes and 9 kicks, so a bit of variation. Beat a defender, had a clean break, scored a try. 4 from 7 tackles is, I guess for a number 9, it's okay. And even managed a turnover, which for a number 9 is pretty darn good. So, yes, there are more Jaguares to come. But he is the second on my board. Number 10, I have gone with Andre Pollard. Boy, is it good for the Bulls to have him back when he plays. They are just a better team. A bit of everything from him again. 9 runs, 19 passes, 5 kicks. So, variation. 34 run meters from those 9 runs is good. 2 defenders beaten, a clean break. Also an offload. Also a try. Also a try assist. 10 out of 14 tackles, I think he himself will probably be a touch disappointed with, because he is defensively usually a bit more sound than that. But still, yeah, kicked a couple of conversions and a penalty as well. So Pretty good effort from him. Maybe not his best performance of the year, though, because he has just bossed some other games completely. But, yeah, he's been on my board a lot. He's having a good year. Into the midfield, and I have gone with Ruanel from the Stormers. Nice short name. He had 6 runs, 119 run meters, which is not the top guy for the week, but still pretty impressive for a guy in the mid. 2 defenders beaten, 4 clean breaks. It is interesting that a guy has more clean breaks instead of defenders beaten. It's usually the other way around, but I guess that just speaks to his style of game. 4 passes, an offload, 6 out of 7 tackles. I didn't write down his tries, but he scored tries as well. So, yep, very, very good effort from him. In a Stormers team that's been terrible, they finally had a good one. See if they can keep that up. Next, no prizes for guessing that I would go with Orlando from the Jaguares. Is his first name Matthias? I feel like it is. 9 runs, 57 meters. Not as good as Nell in that department. 3 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 3 passes, 2 offloads, 12 out of 15 tackles. Is a fair few tackles for a guy in the midfield. Only missed 3. 1 turnover, but also 3 tries. If you get a hat trick, unless you get like red carded or something, you're probably going to be on my board. It's just the way it works. One of them was an absolute little bit of quick thinking. When the Sharks took the ball back over their own line, he saw it on the ground unattended and just plopped his hand down on top. So, very good effort from him. Outside backs, I have gone with Tony Pulu from the Brumbies. Brumbies were good for a nice change. 9 runs, 70 meters, 6 defenders beaten. He's not that big a guy, but still 6 defenders beaten. I guess it doesn't have to always be power. A clean break, 3 passes, an offload, a try. And interestingly, compared to some of the other Brumbies outside backs, he didn't concede any turnovers, so he wasn't dropping the ball. He was pretty consistent. 5 out of 8 tackles, I suppose, is the only red mark that he missed almost half of his tackles. But again, he's not the only one. And also managed a turnover to make up for that just a little bit. Next, from the Stormers, I have gone with Dylan Lades, another one of my kind of personal favourite players. I seem to have a thing for Stormers players who are on the outer. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be a thing with me. 8 runs, 62 metres, 8 defenders beaten, and a lot of that will be guile rather than power, but still, he's able to slip a tackle. 3 clean breaks, 4 passes, an offload, a try assist, and 2 from 2 tackles. So not a huge number, but he made both of them. One of the things, I guess, that keeps him out of the Springboks is perhaps his size and potential defensive frailties, but 2 from 2. Let's take that. And lastly, I have gone with Sevu Reece from the Crusaders. He had a pretty good outing again. He has been a bit of a revelation for the Crusaders. I mean, he's continuing that Mitre 10 Cup form very, very nicely. He had 12 runs, 108 meters. I believe the most this week was Milani Nanai with like 150 plus, but still 108 meters, 9 defenders beaten, almost double figures, 5 clean breaks, a try assist, 5 from 7 tackles again, perhaps a slight red mark, but outside backs generally miss a few more than most. Not just because they're poor defensively, but you know, sometimes they're in difficult situations on that last man. And also 3 turnovers, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's the team. It was tough. The midfield was especially tough. If I was viewing this video as a commenter, I would probably be saying, where's Nonu? Where's Karevi? Karevi missed a lot of tackle. I think he missed 6, which was kind of a bit much for me. Kurandrani was good as well. Who else? If I was picking number 9, I'd be saying, where's Brad Weber? Because in terms of one key moment with that intercept of his, he was very sharp and really punished the Blues, which you could say proved to be the difference in the end because he read that little play like a book. Tom Banks from the Brumbies had probably maybe his best game of the year for the Brumbies. Again, he only He did drop the ball a few times and had 0 out of 1 tackles, which wasn't the best, but still, he was lightning. And if I was a Crusaders fan, I would probably be yelling at the screen right now, where are the rest of the Crusaders? Because you could have Todd, you could have Avili, you could have Enor. The list goes on. Todd made loads of tackles, turnovers as well. Boffelli was good, Nanai was good, Rico Ioane was good. There were many more. It was tricky. But yeah, as always, you guys let me know your thoughts on the team. Who would you have had in instead? I have listed a few possible alternatives. Would be pretty happy with most of them, to be fair. I mean, even Karevi with those 6 missed tackles still managed to score 2 tries. I would be curious to see if he busted more tackles than he missed, because he did bust a few. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you again soon. See you later.